I have a question for you. What if I told you that the reason that you are not getting towards success is because you're not giving anything to the world? What's going on, world? Brian Wright here, and you're now tuned into the Brian Wright Radio Show, where we offer value in the form of content that'll help you change your mindset, change your life, and become the best version of yourself. No matter what religion, race, creed, sexual orientation, none of that stuff matters, because at the end of the day, we are all the human race. My goal is to tap into this source and deliver this message. So hopefully you can apply it to your life and you can take it out into the world and you can serve the world and leave it a better place than we found it. That is the reason for this channel. I appreciate everybody for being here. So today I went walking for ideas, and the thought of giving was on my mind. Now, I used to have this thought that when someone makes it, they are self-made, that no one helped them get to where they are, that they did it all on their own. We hear it all the time, self-made this and self-made that. But the more that I understand life, the more I understand that that's just a myth, because we all need each other in order to succeed. So when you keep that in mind, you understand that no one ever gets anywhere on their own, and that giving is essential for those who would like to take their lives, whether it's spiritually, emotionally, financially, and all the above, to the next level. Now, when I think about giving, I think about the quote of John F. Kennedy, God rest his soul. And he stated in this quote, "It's not what your country can do for you, but it's what you can do for your country." And I would like to further expand that. It's not what the world can do for you, but what you can do for the world. Because it takes all of us to make the world work. So it's built off reciprocity, meaning that you have to give in order to receive. I have a question for you. What if I told you that the reason that you are not getting towards success is because you're not giving anything to the world? And if that's the case, then that lets you know that being selfish is a way to not advance. If you're being selfish with your gifts, you're being selfish with your ideas, you're being selfish with a product that you're thinking about that could help the world. And if that's the case, that means that our selfishness plays into our detriment, because all we have to do is open our mouths. I once heard Dr. Miles Monroe say, "Do you know why people are poor? Because the world doesn't know who they are." So that tells me that it's time for you to reveal yourself to the world. Because once you reveal yourself and you show people that what you're offering is of value, your life will change. And I once heard this guy named Earl Nightingale say in one of his speeches that in order to get rich, you have to enrich others. So that tells you that it's in helping others where we help ourselves grow. Now, my question to you is, how many people are you servicing? And that'll tell you everything you need to know about why your life is in the position that you are in. You see, I feel like society has convinced us that in order to succeed, we have to work alone. And I feel like that comes from school, where we take the test by ourselves, and when you pass, you did it all by yourself and don't let nobody cheat off your paper. But when you really look at people that are really successful, they use teamwork. And why do they use teamwork? Because you're not good at everything. Yes, you're good at a lot of things, but you're not good at everything. And that's where teammates make up at. They work together in order to achieve a common goal. But you have to ensure that these people are also productive, like on your level, if you're going to grow to heights that you couldn't even imagine. I've been there before. Solo, macho, I'm going to do everything on my own. And that's not the case. That's not good long-term thinking. That's not sustainable to do everything yourself. And usually when you see people at the top, they have hired people to help them in their organization to stay at the top because they understand that we can't do this all ourselves. It takes a collective team in order to run at an efficient high level. But here we are with our egos going, nah, I can do that by myself. I don't need anybody. I once had a music instructor. He was doing so much himself where he didn't get anything done. And that's what people are doing. Their minds are all over the place and they never end up getting started. Am I saying that you won't have to do things alone in the beginning? No, I'm not. But what I am saying is that you're going to have to learn to interact with people in order to grow whatever you have, in order to sell people on an idea, in order to sell people a product, in order to sell people a service. And they're going to have to see enough value in that service where whatever you're giving to them, they feel comfortable receiving it and giving something back to you in return. Because without that, you're never going to get anywhere in life. And with that in mind, we learn that our income is tied to our service. And if we want more, we give more of a service. And if we want less, we have to reduce this service. That is the way that the world works. And as long as you remain just a taker from society, you will never get more than what you have right now. And in the beginning, you're going to have to adopt a mentality, and it's going to be a challenge of give first, win later. And just know that you might not be compensated in the beginning because you have to prove your value to the world. No matter what you are offering, a product, a service, it has to be valuable to people in order for them to give you two of their currencies: attention, money. So get away from the myth of self-made and adopt the philosophy of empowerment by the people, because it is the people who determine who's at the top. Think about it. Jeff Bezos, he created Amazon. He didn't build Amazon to what it is by himself. He needed people to shop there. And people determined that the service was so good, they had no choice but to spend their money. And that's why he's a billionaire today, through the people, not by itself. Now, do you have to do it that big? Not necessarily. Not everybody wants to be a billionaire. Not everybody wants to be a millionaire. But I know what people do want. They want enough money coming in where they can have financial freedom, where they can do what they want. But I'm trying to get you all to understand that without people, that will never happen. Without service, that will never happen. You'll never take control of your financial destiny, doing it all by yourself and being selfish. And that's why you must give. And that's why we need each other. The good book says, all things work together for good to them that love God. And we show that we love God, whatever name you put on it, by taking care of the earth and working with each other to ensure that we make this world work and that we make it a better place than we found it. And that's why I preach that so much. So now I ask you, what are you ready to contribute to society? What are you ready to give? What service, talents, products are you holding in instead of opening your mouth? Because it's in opening your mouth that only the world is going to find out who you are. And I'll close with this. True success doesn't come from chasing status. It comes from serving others and adding real value to the world. Until you give beyond yourself, you'll always fall short. But the moment you make others better, you become unstoppable. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you're notified when the next video come out. I appreciate y'all listening. This is the Brian Wright Radio Show. Gone.